Good morning, Thailand. I really want to do that good morning Vietnam thing, but it just sticks in your frigging head, right? Good morning, Vietnam. That was awesome. By the way, I'm hearing good things about Vietnam. Like, it's cheaper than Thailand, less restrictive than Thailand as far as loaning land there for foreigners, whatever they call them in Vietnam. So watch out, Thailand. You don't want to lose the Great White Buddha. Yeah, Thailand's really scared. Anyway, I will go to Vietnam. That's one of the reasons I moved here, was to explore. And I've always been jealous of the Europeans because, if you're in, say, Italy, which was my original plan to retire in Italy, fairly easy to get to Spain, Portugal, Germany, Greece, etc., etc. Whereas, America, and this might sound weird to some people, but I think you understand what I mean. America is almost like an island. It's a big freaking island, named North America, South America, Central America. But it's and it's big, and I did travel in the continental United States quite a bit. I saw a lot more states than most people, but I also hopped on planes, trains, and automobiles, boats and planes mainly, to get to other continents besides North America and South America. So I think travel's good. I think the more you travel and the more you see how other people live, the better person you become. And when I say better, I mean more well-rounded. Your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes are based on your group of experience, things that you've experienced yourself. Because I talk a lot about trusting myself more than trusting media. For instance, imagine that. But really, everybody's like that. At the end of the day, the buck stops here, and you trust yourself more than you trust outside sources, and that makes sense. And the more you travel, the wider that breadth of experience is, the better. Put it this way, to make an educated decision, okay, and that's the kind of decisions you want to make, is educated decisions. You have to educate yourself, and part of the way you educate yourself is gathering information, and part of the way you gather information, or should, is to travel and see how other people live and see other parts of the world outside your little town in America. So I encourage travel. Quite a few friends of mine do travel. I know Gene and Kirk Williams travel extensively. Melissa, don't shoot me, Melissa. Her name is M''Liss. Melissa travels quite a bit. BJ, Barbara Cockrell travels. Mike, Mary Jane travel quite a bit. And for the ones who don't, my buddy Lee up in Red Bank, New Jersey, I grew up with. He was a friend of mine as a kid growing up. He lived one block away. And instead of playing video games, the kids in the neighborhood used to get together and just go out and play outside, baseball, whatever, Cowboys, Indians. I don't remember what we did half the time, but we were outside. I remember that. And that's part, I think, of the immune system, which kicks in now with COVID. Just a quick aside to that, my girl, who's 4'9", 90 pounds, just a little wisp of a thing, got sick. She got the flu or cold or something. She had sniffles. She was sick to her stomach. She had a headache. She just was not feeling good. We sleep in the same bed. I kiss her good night every night, and I kiss her good morning, darling, in the morning, and hug her and spoon and all that crap. And when she got sick, I didn't go, oh my God, get away from me, go sleep in a separate room, or go sleep in a hotel room. I didn't freak out. And that's because I know myself and I know my immune system. Now, if I was 80 years old and prone to getting sick, then probably separate beds or something would have made sense. I could have gone and sleep in one of the hotel rooms here. We got 9. Well, we actually got 2 guests right now. Woo! Things are looking up. I'm pretty pumped about that. We have a couple. She's from Malaysia. He's from China. Who are in one of the rooms, an aircon room, and then we have a Thai guy who's just staying, and they're staying for a month, which is awesome. And then we have a Thai guy who's just staying for one night in one of the fan rooms. But hey, that all adds up. I keep explaining to the staff and to my girlfriend that the gross is where it's at. You get the gross up and everything takes care of itself. Once you have the gross high in a business, then you can focus on keeping more of it. You can tweak and tune. If you don't have the gross, there's nothing to tweak. There's nothing to tune. You're just not making any money. You're failing, right? So, we actually do have 2 of the rooms occupied right now, which is awesome, and I'm excited about. And of course, my goal is to get the other 7 rooms occupied as soon as possible. Longer term, the better. Get some financial stability up in here. My goal, long term, is to have the guest house pay the overhead of the entire operation. That would be cool, and it's been done before. It's nothing new. I just need to get back up to that as things open up. July 1st, they're letting people fly in. The tourists will pick up, and this is a tourist town, a lot like St. Augustine Pie is a tourist town. So that will certainly help. And then the restaurant, the difference between our gross and our net every day, on those little slips of paper that I showed you, the difference that comes in from the restaurant, that will become our profit once I get the hotel to the point where it's paying the rent for the entire place plus our staff. So that's the plan. That's what I'm working towards. I'm working my ass off, doing everything I can. This month in June, we're going to roll out the Pie Sausage House, which is the new name of the restaurant. The guest house is staying the same, TTK. They've operated it for 13 years. They have good reviews on TripAdvisor. There's no name, there's no benefit in rebranding the hotel. So Pie Sausage House will take over for TTK, which stood for the Thai kebab. I've shown the gyros that I've made, and I've shown the falafel and the shawarma being made, hummus, Middle Eastern food. That's how this place started. TTK stood for the Thai kebab. And then it just got shortened over the years to TTK. So TTK restaurant, it's got some decent reviews, but the owner, was a little Thai lady, and she wasn't super, savvy in social media and stuff, and she didn't really push for reviews. And help 13 years ago, I don't even know if TripAdvisor was a thing. I have to look up to see when they were created. So they don't have a huge presence for the restaurant. And as I said before, there are other places that do Middle Eastern food here. There's 2 right 1 block away on the main walking street there. And there's a ton of places that do Thai food and do it cheaper, and I don't want to say better, but we charge 80 baht for a plate of pad Thai, which chicken, and that's the normal price, not the sale price I did during Corona. So you can get pad Thai as good, let's just say that, for cheaper. So once again, I don't see the competitive advantage in it, and that's what this place has been for 13 years. So sausages are new. The Pie Sausage House will be the new name. Getting new signs, doing new menus, doing all that stuff. So that's what I'm spending my days doing. So anyway, with the immune system thing I was talking about, when she got sick, I stayed in the same bed, close, as close as 2 people can get. Kissed her, love you, darling. And I did that because I know myself. I know my history. Remember I said I worked for 13 years in IT in the cubicle jungle, and I never took 1 day off, never called out sick once. That's me, right? So I'm not saying you are the same as me. In fact, I'm sure you're different than me. I'm sure your immune system is different than mine. So it's all about knowing yourself and knowing the risks, right? Because if you've seen the charts by now, the CDC has come out now, 3 months after we've been friggin' locked down, but not going to get political. I'm just saying they've changed their numbers, they've changed their recommendations. They've come out for masks, they've come out against masks. And when I say they, CDC, WHO, Fauci, right? Dr. Fauci, the spokesperson, has changed his tune. Look it up. Just Google it. You'll see that he's changed his tune on whether you need a mask. At first, you didn't need a mask. Then they came out and said, you do need a mask. We were lying to you because we didn't want the medical people to have a shortage. Okay. Then you don't need a mask if you're healthy, only if you're being exposed to the virus like medical people. And also the stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. How many friends of yours were on Facebook and put stay at home on their profile picture, right? And they're not bad people. They're your friends. You know them, you love them. They were trying to help. They wanted to help. They thought the right thing to do was stay at home. Now Fauci came out, and this is 2 weeks ago, so the riots are, of course, better news, juicier news for your consumption. The riots are more of a train wreck, so that's what's going to be shoved down your throat for the next however long they want the riots to go on, and they're incited. And make no mistake, if not everybody understands this, there's two completely different things going on. There's protests, peaceful protests, that are being turned into and incited into violence and rioting. Two completely different things. The peaceful protesters are not picking up bricks from pallets being delivered to cities and throwing them through windows. They're protesting, which is their right. That's what makes America great. Everybody has a say, including me, right? I have a say. I'm American. That's where I came from. I'm speaking my mind and telling you what my opinion is and what works for me. And people have a right to hold up a sign saying, justice for George Floyd. That's absolutely their right, and I applaud them, and I'm glad they're doing something and not sitting on their couch eating Doritos, watching TV. They're out protesting, actively letting their voices be heard. But then there's a separate group who's hijacking, right? They're using those peaceful protests, and like I said, pallets of bricks being delivered to cities around the U.S. Who bought those bricks? Who delivered them, right? And then who's paying people? Look on Craigslist. Search Craigslist all over the country. You can do it from no matter where you live. It's not just local. You can go ahead and click a state and see in places like Dallas, Texas, in the Craigslist where they're hiring people for $100 to professionally agitate these protests. Why? Fair question. Ask yourself. I don't have the answer, but I think it's a good question. I want to know. I'm curious. Who benefits from putting bricks there? And of course, we got this great divide in the country ever since 2016, when half the people voted for Hillary and less than half, popular vote, voted for Trump. And every election somebody wins and somebody loses, but for whatever reason, 16 was really important. And I've never seen the country divided like that before, where, for 2 years, 3 years after the election, it was still being contested. You see people saying, that's not my president, and impeach him, and it's the end of the world, and he's evil, and people are fired up. So somehow, some way, 4 years has passed, and now it's election time again, and it's already started. It started in January, where people just, I hate Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Trump. Okay, what about your guy? Who's your guy? And, there was, 13 or 16 candidates that did the debates and stuff, and then this is what's amazing to me with the two-party system. This is, in my opinion, the problem with the two-party system. Basically, the DNC worked its magic, just like they did in 16, to put Hillary out there as the front runner. The same thing happened with Biden. And when you read, social media, because I don't trust the news. I'm not watching CNN. I'm not watching Fox. I don't trust their spin. I don't want their opinion. I want news. So you have to go to a wide variety of sources, Twitter, Facebook, and just see what the people are saying. And I see Democrats going, I can't get behind Biden. And then other Democrats are chiding them, and this is once again kind of new, where they're going, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue, like they're jumping on their own, they're eating their own and saying, you're a traitor if you don't vote for Biden, not because he's good, or we like him, or, he's our best hope, but because he's not Trump. And I've never seen an election where so many people, the vast majority, I would say, did not vote for Clinton in 16. They voted against Trump. And quite a few who voted for Trump were voting against Hillary, right? I mean, it's no longer about the candidate that the party is shoving down your throat. It's, well, I hate the other guy or lady in the case of Clinton, right? What the fuck? I mean, just for a second, put aside your political leanings and say, how crazy is it that Americans are forced to choose behind two people that they don't necessarily like either one of them, right? It's not vote for the candidate of your choice, it's choose the lesser of two evils. And I think that's been true for a while now, honestly. I don't think America's had two really great candidates for a long time. And one of my buddies, DL, I've mentioned him before, is a libertarian. And they're trying like hell just to get noticed, He came out in this post and he's like, after this exhausting 36-hour debate, we announce our candidate. God, I'm sorry, DL. I'm trying to remember her name. It's a lady, Joe, like J-O. Jorgensen, Joe Jorgensen. I don't know, look it up. Just Google libertarian candidate. But the point is, I don't know who the fuck she is. I've never heard of that woman. Does that mean she's good? No. Does that mean she's bad? No. I just don't know who the hell she is. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say, I'll never vote for a third-party candidate because they'll never get elected, well, guess what's going to happen? They're never going to get elected because you're never voting for them, right? So Ross Perot came out of nowhere and got 19% of the vote, which is not enough, right? You're talking about 49 to 51 is how a lot of these go, or, close 55 to 45. And he got 19%, but that ought to wake you up to show that at least 1 out of every 5 people who voted were dissatisfied with the two-party system. And I've never voted. I've said that before. People, whenever I criticize the Democrats, I'm a Trumpster. Whenever I criticize Trump, I'm a bleeding heart liberal with it. People are so fast to label you, the minute you disagree, well, you're the other guy. You're on the other side. No, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on my side. I'm on people's side. I'm on the world side. I don't play little stupid party politics like you guys do and get all wrapped up in it. It's bullshit. It's a waste of your fucking time. So if you add a legitimate third party, I'd like to see 10 parties. Fucking Tea Party or Green Party or everybody fucking join. The point is, Americans need more choices than 2. And if you don't like Trump, well, demand that the Republicans give you somebody better. If you don't like Biden, demand the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, right, gives you better. In 2016, it was found out, it came out, that Bernie was actually the people's choice, and Wasserman Schultz put Hillary in. How is that acceptable? How is the Democratic Party, which is all around orange man bad and Trump is evil and Trump is hiding in his bunker and he's not a leader? You ask a Democrat what's wrong with Trump, they'll go on for a week. why doesn't anybody have a problem with Hillary stealing the Democratic nomination back in 2016? I would be pissed if I was a fucking Democrat. I would, hey, talk about pitchforks and fire and go get the Frankenstein monster. How is it okay for them to hijack the party like that? It shows me that the Democrats, right, my friends, people I know and like, who vote Democratic, they're not in control. They don't have a say. They're being led by the DNC. And of course, it's the same thing with Republicans. They're being told, this is your candidate. What kind of bullshit is that? And yet they walk down the path. I'll follow you like a lemming, you know, and it's crazy because I know a lot of the people, my friends especially, are independent thinkers. And if you're an independent thinker, how are you okay with Biden being your candidate? How are you okay with Trump being your candidate? I mean, and I see a lot of people saying we can do better. Well, how? How's that work? What's that look like? So check out other parties, you know, like I said, DL's all about Libertarian Party. I'll go out on a limb right now and say the Libertarian candidate, whatever her name was, Joe something, will get less than 5% of the vote, you know, and that makes me sad because I think other voices need to be heard. I think other people need their viewpoint, right, you know. And I don't know the stats. I'll look it up. I promise I'll check it out. But I know in the past, as I was growing up, as I became an adult, more people did not vote in this country than voted. So when the Dems in 2016 said, "Hey, the country voted for Hillary because the Electoral College, which George Soros wants to do away with the Electoral College." Why? Because the Dems control California and New York, and they were the two most populous states as far as the Electoral College. Now I think Florida, little Florida, where the old Jewish people go to retire from New York, is now, I think it's got more electoral votes. Somebody just posted that. I was very surprised because back in the day, California had 45 and New York was 41, and now New York's dropped and Florida has risen. Lots and lots of people moving to Florida every day. So they want to change it now and take that away because they lost, because they got the popular vote. But what's important is that 50% or 51% or 50.5%, whatever Hillary got in 16, that was not 50% of the American population. It was 50% of who voted. And once again, I'll have to look at the numbers and see. I'm curious now how many people, how many of the voting age eligible people actually voted. Because for a long time, I was the majority in that I didn't vote for either of the two fucking clowns, for either of the paid politicians with special interests who just were in it for the power and the money. Because it's been that way as long as I've been an American, where all the politicians were in it for themselves, money, power, ego, right? They really don't give a shit about you. And that's my opinion, once again. So, anyway, going back to the immune thing, helicopter landing, people dying. I slept with a sick person for 2 or 3 days until she got healthy again. I'm fine. No sniffles, no cold, no. I was directly exposed to not the virus, but, germs, bacteria, sick person. Everybody knows, anybody with any common sense knows, somebody's sick in your family, quarantine them, stay away from them. I was this close to her. I'm fine. I never got sick. I never got tired. I never got run down. Never got headaches. Never got sniffles. So, as this thing opens up, like it's opening up here in Pi, as I said, July 1st, they're starting to let people back in. You know you better than anybody else. I can't tell you wear a mask or don't wear a mask. That's up to you. You know yourself, you know your immune system, you know the risk level you're willing to take, right? You've done your own research. and checked out whether the masks that are readily available, the cloth masks or the homemade masks, as cute as they may be, do or do not work in either stopping you from spreading the virus if you're one of those, what do they call it, where you have it but you're asymptomatic is the big buzzword going around. So whether you're wearing it not to spread it, whether you're wearing it not to catch it, whether you think it does either of those things is up to you, because you've done the research. Nobody's going to do it for you. You've done the research. So love of my life is happy and healthy now. She's not sick anymore. No sick. Feel good? Chai. Yeah, you're hot, but you're no sick. No snot. Yeah, see, she's healthy again, which is awesome. And I'm happy to say she's on her second breakfast, healthy appetite. So I had my boring yogurt and fruit. I'm committed to improving myself. And in America, that meant studying real estate until I could be financially stable and not relying on anybody else, especially the government, to give me money. I wanted to rely on myself, so I learned real estate. And then when I was able to do that and become financially independent, I taught it for free. That's me. I don't tell anybody else to do what they got to do. I was just Greg. And when I wanted to learn something, I went and learned it. And when I was able to do it and make some money to be independent, I retired to Thailand, which is awesome. Yay me. So I had my yogurt and fruit because I'm committed. Somebody had French fries for breakfast. French fries. Leftover French fries from yesterday that sat out all night on the table. So I've talked with her about nutrition. She knows I'm doing the diet. She made me the yogurt and fruit. So she knows what to eat. She knows it's bad. I keep telling her about starch, her mostly rice diet. So once again, here's a 272-pound man telling a 90-pound woman, what to eat, what not to eat. At the end of the day, she's going to do her, which I'm all for and I support. When she wants rice food, I give her rice food. I bought the friggin' rice cooker. So she has rice food anytime she wants. She wants to eat rice 3 times a day. God bless you, honey. Eat rice 3 times a day. So she snacked on the fries this morning, and then I had my yogurt, and then now rice food with yellow peppers, it looks like. Morning glory and chicken. Guy is chicken. And spice. I guarantee you that shit is spicy as hell because she loves spicy food. Super, super hot. So, that's it for today. I thought the immune system thing was interesting. She got sick. I didn't. I know myself. I don't wear a mask unless I go to the doctor. When I go to the doctor, I go to the hospital. It's required. When I'm driving, I keep one in the car, and when we hit the checkpoint going to Chiang Mai, I put the mask on. So 7-Eleven, now they're the Walmart of Thailand. They're all over the place knocking out mom and pop shops. They require a mask when I go inside 7-Eleven. I'll grab it from the car when I remember it and throw it on. So I do it when I'm absolutely forced to. I try not to go to 7-Eleven whenever I don't need to. Just because I don't believe in what they're doing here, just like I don't believe in what Walmart's doing in America. But that's your choice. You want to go to Walmart, go to Walmart. You want to go to 7-Eleven, go to 7-Eleven. God bless you. I just choose not to. And like I said, do the research on the mask issue, because as we open up, that's going to be a thing. Before the rioting, that was sort of what people are confused. Should I wear a mask, should I not? And a lot of that, I'll put on those same guys I mentioned before, the WHO, CDC, and Fauci. If you do research, you'll see that they've come out for and against staying at home and masks at different times. And once again, things that make you go, whatever. Hey, maybe it's as simple as they're human and they're fallible too. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that I'm doing what's right for me. and you should do what's right for you. Know yourself, know your immune system, know your risk level. Part of my success in real estate, I was willing to take risks. That's part of it, guys. If you're not willing to take risks, then you do what you think is going to protect you, and that means wearing a mask, wearing gloves, hoarding toilet paper, whatever. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You do you, and you do what you think is right for you and your family, people you love. That's what America's all about. So, I will speak with you later. Take care.